So hi, I'm Jarret Yoshida, and I'm the principal at Jarret Yoshida Inc. And we've been around for 16 years now in New York, Hawaii, and Miami. 16 years ago, I was fundraising on a presidential election campaign in New York. And I had decided after that I was pretty sick of working in politics and I wanted a break. And I had always been interested in interior design, and I figured if I was going to make a job transition, this was going to be the time, and certainly New York was the place to do it. You know, I don't think I have a favorite project. Over 16 years, I think I certainly have favorite projects for various aspects. A lot of it has to do with, frankly, the client relationship I have and the level of trust a client felt comfortable in giving me to redo their space. So my favorite store is in my own mind. We design and build a lot of our furniture on a custom basis for our clients. And one of the reasons we're able to do so is because we make a lot of our furniture outside of New York City, in Detroit, in Florida, and now Guadalajara. We work with a lot of people who are younger, who are fabricators, and it's a very collaborative process. And I think that ends up making for a better end product for our firm and also in turn for the client. So we come to a store to look for inspiration like Lazoni, and I think you know that we ended up here coincidentally, but I do love most of the product here actually. It's really great. I think it's helpful to think about inspiration and to think about what it is that a client may like. But at the end of the day, you know, I'm looking at 16 years of experience, an understanding of art, an understanding of the history of furniture and how people have lived over centuries. And I think all that comes into play when we design a space. So yes, the store is incredibly helpful, but what is also helpful is having this knowledge of designing, frankly, I think by now, well over 200 homes, knowing what's going to be a problem, this is going to work out, this isn't going to work out. And that's, I think, where an interior designer is really helpful. We help our customers, frankly, not only come up with a beautiful space, but avoid spending a lot of money on making a mistake. You're not just buying a sweater. So I am really lucky. I live in a brownstone in Bed-Stuy, aka Bedford-Stuyvesant. It's the new cutting-edge neighborhood in New York, and I couldn't afford it now. So I actually bought it 8 years ago. It is a former crack house. It had all the charm one would expect of a former crack house. When we moved in, we had a kitchen that had a kitchen behind it because the renovation was so cheap that they just built another kitchen on top of the existing kitchen. So when we removed the first set of cabinetry, we found a second set of cabinetry that had shoes and Kraft Parmesan cheese in it. So when you live in a crack house, you end up having a lot of stray cats living in your neighborhood. So my partner Dan, who is a retired 9/11 fireman, and I ended up catching literally 50 stray cats in our neighborhood, and we spayed and neutered. Well, we didn't spay and neuter them. We took them to the vet to get spayed and neutered with the help of a great charity, Brooklyn Animal Action. They're terrific, and I can't say enough about them. And we ended up, my partner actually tamed 36 of those cats, enough so that they ceased to be feral and they became friendly, and we found homes for 36 of them. Yeah, so I'm really proud about that. But really, in my spare time, I actually do a lot of charity work. So I'm on the board of an agency, Womankind, and we have 50 staff, and we serve women up and down the East Coast, as well as the West Coast, who are going through domestic violence and work and sex slavery. And we help them get a new start in life. These are women who desperately want to do something different. And so it's amazing not to help them on the outside in their home, but on the inside in here, and that you know, might get obviously overwhelmed when you think about it. it's a great opportunity for me to be able to do that. I'm very grateful to be using my past before interior design to still come into play and help so many people change their lives. Maybe not through furniture and through great art, but in a way I think also that ultimately at the end of the day is incredibly meaningful. So interestingly, my first 3 clients actually let me really push the boundaries of, I think, interior design and where things were at the time. But they were all very, very used to working with creative professionals. So one of them was the editor-in-chief and creative director of W Magazine. The other one is Calvin Klein's personal spokesperson, and he does PR for Christian Dior and Donna Karan. And then the third one is the CEO of Isaac Mizrahi. So they're people who are used to working with design professionals, so they also felt a lot more comfortable surrendering control to a design professional. And I realized for many people when they hire an interior designer for the first time, that can be challenging and that can be very scary. And I understand that feeling. I mean, when you're designing a home, it's probably the most expensive thing you're going to be doing, even more than buying a car, often. And so it obviously takes a little bit of security to be able to do that. And the majority of our clients, interestingly now, are hiring an interior designer for the first time. I think the internet has expanded people's knowledge of who to hire as an interior designer. You can see our portfolio, you can see references online. So people are hiring us more, but what they're still not able to do yet is know, okay, how do I get the best possible product from the interior designer and my relationship with him or her. And one of the ways, honestly, is, you say what you want. You definitely are always giving feedback throughout the process. Hey, I'm not comfortable with this color, or I have this preference. But I would also encourage your viewers to really listen to your interior designer. And if they say something that makes you feel uncomfortable visually, you say it out loud, and then they walk you through it. I would encourage you to not say no, but say yes, frankly, more, right? I mean, at a certain point, right, you have to look at the work they've done and know, and hopefully their clientele, right? And know, hey, if you did a good job for them, it's gonna come up with something great for me as well. But you don't want the same cookie cutter house, in all likelihood, as what someone else has. You live differently.